Hi wordsmiths and word weavers. I hope you have had a great week. It's 7 p.m. here in the Netherlands and I'm looking at the sky. We still have a little bit of sun left, but I see that it will be disappearing quite soon. I mean, it's the end of September and there's one more month to go until the clock goes backwards an hour. And that also means that our days are getting shorter. And shorter days, as in daytime light, means that people get more insight and, I don't know, have more time to write because you do not have that much going on outside. For me, it means that when I want to go for a walk, I need to do that before 7 p.m. and later on in the year it will be earlier and earlier because it becomes dark in the park and I don't tend to walk in the dark on my own. That's, I don't know, doesn't feel safe. I don't have my dragons with me when I'm outside, so yeah, they can't protect me there. So speaking about dragons, that is what I write in my story about the Tergaenae worlds. And that is what I will be writing today as well. It is still the background story for Nasya and Nejat, what I'm working on today. And I know it is often said that writing or the job of an author is a lonely job, but I'd like to challenge that, and I challenge that often because even though we write alone, I mean, there's no way to write at the same time in one story on the same page, you know. It's, well, unless you're a ghostwriter or if you, I mean, for example, I talk and you type, that's also different. And of course there are the couple writers who write together in the same book, or partner writers. In this case, I'd like to invite you to join me in some writing sprints today. I will be doing a live stream, or I will be doing the live stream for about 2 hours because I have had a long, tiring week. So we'll keep it rather short today. Hi, Ferdinand. Thanks for joining. It's great to see you back again. And it's fun. And Ferdinand is one of my fellow cabin members in the Discord group. We talked a lot today about all kinds of things. But for those who don't know me, let me introduce myself. My name is Ilse. I'm a dragon riding, magic wielding creator of worlds, and I am here to help you achieve your goals for your books and for your other creative projects. And today we do that with several writing sprints and with a look forward to NaNoWriMo, which starts in 1 month. So it is November the 1st that it starts. So we have, to be exact, it is today the 29th of September. So we have 33 days to prepare for NaNoWriMo. And then the joyous fest of writing 50,000 words begins. So what am I gonna do today? Today I will have a very short look at what I accomplished in the last stream. We will have to see if the Inky Winged Beats are able to get us some juicy gossip or some other news. Seeing the state that we're in at the moment, I have to be honest and say that the Inky Winged Beat reporters might stay really very clear of what is going on in and around the ancient forest, because that is where I left Nejat and his team members and all the other dragon companions. And it was a, let me say, potentially dangerous, very dangerous situation where I left them. So I'll have to see how they fare now. Like I said, NaNoWriMo is around the corner, which means Preptober is around the corner. That starts coming Sunday on the 1st of October. And I will tell you a bit about what I will start with on Sunday. I originally said that I wanted to write 2.5K words. I don't think that will happen. I just I'll just have to see and wait and see. I have no idea. We'll see about that. I mean, it's very well possible that I still will write it, but that will mean I will have to go on for several hours, and I think 2 hours will be the max today. So let me give a quick look at what I prepared to keep myself awake today. I have my trusted double with me, just some simple water. I have a cup of hot water with me as well, and a cup of chocolate milk, because I can use the energy. And I have a snack called chips pom bears. I have no idea if you guys have that as well in your country. Here in the Netherlands it is called pom bears, and it's because these little things actually look, can you see that? Actually look like a little bear. I love them, and it tastes good. So yeah, luckily they are not alive, because I wouldn't be able to resist them or better said, I wouldn't be able to eat them, and I wouldn't be able to resist to play with them. So yeah, luckily they're not alive, and I can just eat them because they taste quite quite good. Yeah. So what happened last time? Well, like I said, I left Nejat and all the other dragon companions in quite a dangerous situation, and well, from what I gathered, it's gonna be even more dangerous than it already is. In this last week, I had things popping up that made me think, well, I really hope that they can get out alive, all of them, including the guards of the village and including all the villagers, the villagers who volunteered to go with them. I have no idea. And I mean, there was this member of the small folk who told them that the small folk would protect them. And at the same time, this particular member, what she said, it confused me, because if the small folk are able to protect the dragon companions and the guards of the village and those villagers who volunteered, why can't they free their own people? Why can't they free the flutter nymphs of the threat that is going on? So that is something I'll have to find out. I do know that I was allowed to tell you guys that the High Council of Tergaenae allowed me to tell you guys about it. There is a magical device, and that magical device used to be a device for good things. It was a device to bring joy, and the small folk member, this particular member, I don't know his or her, my apologies, her name yet. She told Nejat and all the others that this particular device has become corrupted, and that instead of a joy bringer, it is now a bringer of sorrow and of violence. So the big question is, what the heck is that instrument? Is it an instrument or is it something else? And how are they going to deal with it? Because she also told them that it is an ancient magical device. So how do you prepare for such a device that is apparently corrupted? Well, no, it's a hard thing. I'll have to see how they fare with it. I have no idea. And I mean, it's. Let me think about how I can explain that the best. When you have a device that should bring joy, what kind of corruption has it been through that instead of bringing joy, it now brings sorrow and violence? I mean, how? And is it a device, or is it some other kind of artifact? What kind of artifact can bring joy? And what kind of artifact can become so corrupted that it can bring sorrow as well? And how did that corruption take place? What exactly happened to that particular artifact? So those are all things that need to be discovered and that need to be revealed. And this week I discovered that the Dragon Companions do have tools to deal with magical artifacts, especially also magical artifacts that are unknown, and magical artifacts that might potentially be devastating, and in this case corrupted. But are those tools suitable for a magical artifact that has its origin in ancient magic, or at least of which the magic has its origin in ancient magic? There are lots of magical artifacts in the world of Tergaenae. Many of those artifacts, in fact, have the more common magic attached to it, and are made with the more common magic. There are not a lot of artifacts, at least not from what I have discovered or what I have been told. Of course, that doesn't guarantee anything. I mean, the High Council might just keep a tight lid on it. But from what I have gathered so far, there are not that many magical artifacts, magical tools that use ancient magic. So I'll have to see. And what can the dragons do? I mean, the dragons, they have ancient magic. That is their magic, ancient magic. The dragons also have elemental magic, or rather their magic has its base in elemental magic, but it is ancient magic. So what can they do with such a device, with such a, I don't know, is it the book, is it the chest, is it a, I don't know, some kind of weapon? Although the last wouldn't be that logical if it is also supposed to be able to bring joy. I mean, a weapon that brings joy, that doesn't seem logical to me. So that is something I'll have to find out. I will see. And that is where I left the group last week. Or last week rather, last Tuesday. It will be interesting to see. And Fedina, how did you fare since last Tuesday? Were you able to write? And if so, how did your writing go? Or were you able to edit? And how did your editing go? I hope it went well, like last time. That would be great. And for those who are joining in, leave a note in the chat. How did you find this live stream? Where did you come from? Did you join us through Twitter or X, as it's called right now, I believe, or the Cloudless Sky, or in other words, Blue Sky? Let me know how you found it, and let me know what project you were working on, and if there is any way I can help you besides the word sprints. For those of you who don't know, I do word sprints of 25 minutes, and then I take a short break to see where we stand, how things are going. And for those who want to grab a drink or something else, or my apologies, it was a long week. So, and then after the short break, we will continue with another live sprint. Word sprint, I mean, my apologies. I expect to do, I think, about 3 word sprints today. I think that is, for me personal, the max that I can do today, because it's been a tiring week. So I have a bit of a problem concentrating on things and getting the right words for things. Unfortunately, that is a side effect of my long COVID still. So yeah, I will do 3 word sprints today as a max. And I will look into NaNoWriMo after the second word sprint. So in about an hour or so, we will have a quick check into NaNoWriMo. Fedina, yeah, you added a few scenes in the morning and you're ready to write more now. Oh, excellent. Perfect. Well, I'm ready to write more as well, because I have a lot of things to discover. And maybe we will talk about other things later on. I was just looking for my writing program. I thought I had closed it again, but luckily I didn't. So, without further ado, let's start our first writing sprint of the day. I wish you all a lot of fun with writing, and I wish you happy writing. And let's start. And here's the end of our first sprint. How did it go? I managed to write a whopping 720 words. I'm quite surprised about that. In this case, I'm allowed to tell you guys a few things of what I discovered. The ancient magic, the corrupt ancient magic, seems to work in different ways at the same time, or perhaps those outsiders have tried to do something to stop the corrupted magic, because the trees seem to have been burned in the top, and as you go down slowly, if you look down more down to the ground, you will see that the ancient the trees are starting to decay at the same time. So that is weird, and it shouldn't be happening, especially because this was supposed to be a part of the forest that was still very much alive. So that's weird. And I don't know if I told you guys last time, the dragon companions have a lighting stone. It is a piece of amber, or a sort of amber, and there is a spell put into or put on the stone, and that gives them the possibility to have some light. They have to activate the spell. They have been trained to do that, and when they activate the spell, a light comes out of the stone and it will flow in front of them. They can direct the light with the stone. At a certain point, the light will return to the stone because the magic is depleted by then. But for now, they have the light. Fedina, yeah, you wrote 500 words. Excellent. That's great. And thank you. I'm very happy with those 700 words. I mean, it started to flow, so that's a good thing. Did you discover anything new? Or was it were it all things that you already had planned or had in mind or discovered already? It's always fun to discover new things. And in this case, one of the team members of Seamus. Seamus is Nejat's brother, and Michael, one of his team members, he asked that one question that I already had. Why are those small folk members capable of protecting this large group and not able to free their own people and liberate the flutter nymphs, protect the flutter nymphs? So what's going on there? The theory they are going by is split in two. One is that it is a known fact, or at least Finlay, one of the other princes, knows it. The small folk in origin are not allowed and do not have the power to bodily harm other beings unless they have to protect nature. So that could be a reason why they are not capable of freeing the flutter nymphs and of freeing their own people. That automatically makes me wonder how the flutter nymphs and those captured small folk members are being kept and are being threatened. I don't know. I'll have to find out. One of the other things that come around is Michael said, I would say they have nature to protect here, if not the trees and such, then at least the flutter nymphs. I mean, if anything, they are nature. So if small folk are allowed to protect nature and allowed to use violence, to use bodily harm against other beings, in order to protect nature, in order to protect these flutter nymphs. Why didn't they do this? So, lots of questions there. The possibility is that the small folk who live in this forest are still youngsters and they haven't been trained properly. So they might not know enough to do what they need to do. My apologies again. They might not know enough to be able to do what they would need to do to liberate the flutter nymphs and and their own people. But there's also, of course, the possibility that the corrupted magic, the corrupted ancient magic, is somehow preventing them from doing this. It is very well possible that the corrupted ancient magic is also influencing these small folk. What you have to know about the small folk is that, like the flutter nymph, they are a very, very ancient species. And the small folk also have ancient magic. So what would happen if ancient magic on one hand is put against corrupted ancient magic? I mean, would that cause an explosion of some kind? I mean, there has to happen something when good ancient magic is confronted with corrupted ancient magic. At least I would expect that. So I think, hope, sorta, that this is something that I will discover soon, because it's kind of weird. And like I said, maybe they are all still youngsters. Although, if I got the feeling right, this one small folk who told Nejat about these things seemed to be the parents, or one of the parents, of the small folk that have been captured. Which would suggest that she has actually at least experience, but maybe she doesn't have the training. I mean, she appears to be a seer. She has the sights, or at least it appears so. And maybe she doesn't have any training because she has the sight. Maybe people are expected to protect her because she has the sight, and therefore she doesn't need training. How others feel about that, and how the dragon companions would feel about that, I don't know. I do know that in Seamus's team there is one team member who has the sight as well, and he has trained because he has the sight, because he feels that he needs to be able to protect himself. So we will see what happens, how things go. And Fedina, how did your story develop? Were you able to, I don't know, find things that were unclear as of yet, or solve a problem, or what happened in those 500 words? I'm very curious to hear about that. Oh, it's supposed to be a kissing scene, but it escalated. Ooh. Okay, I hope, but of course I don't know. But escalation. Sorry, that was a mosquito. Escalation, does that mean in a good way? Because, I mean, let's keep it PG rated, PG-13 rated. But, I mean, does it escalate to I don't know, the bedroom, shall we say it like that? Or did it escalate in a bad way and one of the members didn't like it? I mean, kissing scenes can go both ways. Or were they interrupted perhaps? I mean, I know I also watch Korean dramas and Chinese dramas, and I mean, there's always, and also you see that in English dramas as well, there's also a moment where, or also there's always a moment before the real first kiss happens that the male lead and female lead, or both leads, let's put it that way, they lean into each other and they almost kiss, and then they're interrupted, so the first kiss doesn't happen at that moment. But in a very good way, your female protagonist was happy. Excellent, excellent. Oh, that's good, that's good. So that's it's always good when kissing scenes escalate to even happier things. I know that, I expect. Well, no, I know because I wrote a later scene. I know that this will happen for Nejat and Nasya as well. I have some things that I discovered along the way in the last few weeks that gives me the idea that Nasya and Nejat might have this teasing relationship as well. So it will be fun to find out how they come together and how things progress from there. So your female protagonist was happy. Excellent, excellent. And I hope they can stay happy for a while before bad things happen again. Or maybe not necessarily bad things, but things that are not as happy as those kissing scenes. I mean, you never know. You never know. In my background story, it will take a while before I get to that. First, I need Nejat and the other dragon companions to show me how they will treat these outsiders and how they will liberate the flutter nymphs and those small folk. And then I need to discover what the heck is going on with those small folk that they can't protect the flutter nymphs. Granted, it is a huge family of flutter nymphs, and I don't know how many small folk members are there. That is the biggest question of them all right now. Nejat and his dragon companions do not have any idea either. But the weird thing is, I've got a feeling that this particular small folk member who came to them might not actually be a part of the small folk who live in the forest, because Finlay knows this particular small folk member, and Finlay hasn't been in these regions that often. So I don't know. Well, I guess we'll have to see and see how things turn out. So let's see if the next word sprint will give more insight. Because I really need more insight into this whole story. Fidina, are you up for another word sprint of 25 minutes again? In the meantime, after this word sprint, after the coming word sprint, I will take a quick look at NaNoWriMo and then do one more word sprint and call it a day. So 2 more word sprints are following, and the look into NaNoWriMo. And then, so in about an hour, hour and a half, we'll have everything done. Fidina, yep, let's go. Excellent. Then I wish you a happy writing, and let's see what we can discover. Oh, I need to reset my timer, I see. Okay, reset, and happy writing. my apologies. I hit the wrong key combination. Well, it was just a few seconds left in our sprint. And here the end of the sprint is. Again, my apologies for the be right back screen. I didn't mean to do that. Well, I wrote 659 words in this sprint. And let's just say that the group got their first hint at what the corrupted ancient magic might be capable of doing. They just met a wolfish kind of creature that also seems to be a bit human. So I'm not quite sure what is going on yet. I don't know. Or let me rephrase that. I haven't discovered any werewolves in Tergaenae yet. Neither are there vampires. So what this is, I have no idea. At least one of Nejat's own teammates apparently has met a similar creature, but he states that this is the first time he has seen one of them that looks so human. So the question is, what the heck did the ancient magic do? Because that's it. I mean, it doesn't really look good. One thing is good. This wolfish humanoid whatever creature seems to be fascinated by the light that comes from the lighting stones, and as long as it gets to play with that light, or with one of the lights anyway, it's more in awe of the light and in fascination, and the creature doesn't seem to want to pose a threat to the group. So I guess I'll have to find out if this creature has maybe been tormented or has been influenced somehow by the corrupted ancient magic, and has become what it is right now. And so maybe, just maybe, this creature will actually help the group. It is, of course, also possible that this is a creature that the outsiders took from somewhere else, deliberately, and that they use it to keep the flutter nymphs and those small folk members captured somehow. I have no idea. So that's something I hope to find out. So is this a threat or isn't it? I don't know. I'll have to see. Fedina, how did your writing go? Did you manage to write some more again? Let's see. Yep, trouble is lurking. Girl was happy, but not for long. Oh, I forgot that. I forgot to mention it. I didn't see that. Okay, so how did she do in the following text, what you've written? Was the trouble already there, or did she still have a good time? It will be interesting. My apologies again. I slept for several hours before this live stream, but apparently the work of this week has been tiring a bit too much. Well, like I promised, I will have a quick look at NaNoWriMo. For those who haven't heard of NaNoWriMo, NaNoWriMo is the the original name is the National Novel Writing Month, and really originally, I think a few decades ago, it started out as a very local challenge between friends in the United States, and they challenged each other to write 50,000 words in 30 days. So from November the 1st till November the 30th. And it has right now grown to a fully international global event in which I think people from, I don't know, a lot of countries, if not just all countries in the world, participate. And we are challenged to write a new story of 50,000 words. But there are also a lot of people like me who are not gonna write a new story, but instead are continuing writing a story that they already started, or like me, writing a new draft of a story they had already written, or people also making an outline of a story for later on, or do some world building, or maybe instead work on a project for their homework, for I don't know, their thesis or something else for which they need to write a lot, and they use NaNoWriMo to write it. I know it has happened in the past, and I'm pretty sure it will happen in the future as well for some. In my case, I will rewrite. Well, no, I not necessarily completely rewrite, but I will write technically the third draft, which I call draft number 2 because draft 0 was just horrendous. I managed to really paint myself into a corner that had no way out, other than completely rewriting the story, which I did with draft 1. So technically what I will be writing now is draft 3, after this background story has been finished. And I have no idea. I really hope to finish this background story before November 1st. So that is definitely on my to-do list during Preptober. Finish this background story. Additionally, finish the outline, at least for the first book. I expect that the background story will reveal several things that I need to include in the new outline. So the new outline isn't finished yet, but that's okay. That is what Preptober is for. And starting, I decided to start Preptober good and bake the apple pie cupcakes, starting this Sunday, or at least I hope I have time to do that. I've planned it at least. It will be fun because making those cupcakes is it's a fun thing to do. Baking them doesn't take as much time as a full apple pie, of course, because they are much smaller. And I can easily store them in the freezer, which is ideal for the future, for November, because that way I have one small apple pie the size of a cupcake every day as a treat for writing everything. And I really see that as a treat because I really like apple pies. And of course they are best with whipped cream, but I'm not gonna do that because if I were to eat one apple pie cupcake with whipped cream every day, that would be way too much. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna eat one apple pie cupcake every day. Fedina, you got 519 words this sprint. Oh, excellent. You did great. You did great. And how did your how did your female protagonist fare in this in these 519 words? Was she still happy, or did trouble come knocking on the door? Because, I mean, we all know trouble loves to come knocking. And that's, it's not always easy, but that's the life of our characters in our stories. I mean, we always say, put your character through the worst, then give them a happy time, and then put the character through even worse things. So the worst that happened was not the worst that can happen to your character. Unless, of course, you have finished your story and the storyline has finished. And it is finally time to give your characters that happy ending that they are searching for. So yeah, that's always the challenge. And for the characters, it's just a wait and see. I know there are authors who also sometimes write little stories of their characters responding to the things that we put them through, and that is really hilarious to read. And I mean, characters who simply refuse to take part in any of it, because yeah, that's kind of a problem. I mean, yeah. Just imagine Nejat saying, "Yeah, you want me to go in a forest? Yeah, no, not going there. I'm going the other way. Bye bye, forest." I mean, as a dragon companion, nah. Fedina, trouble is not here yet. After this, I think it is. Oh, so I guess in our third word sprint. Fedina, one question: Are you prepping in October as well? And if so, what are your preparations going to be? I always love to hear from others how they do Preptober, if they do Preptober, and what they do with it. It's always fun to hear and to exchange ideas and experiences. Yeah, Preptober is going to be a fun month. I think there's so much you can do to prepare yourself for NaNoWriMo, but not only the writing. I mean, you have to make sure that you can relax after a long writing session. You have to make sure that you eat properly and that you drink properly. So always have your water or whatever drink you want with you when you are writing. Make sure to do that. And those are things that are really important. Also, make sure to have some food, have some snacks with you. Now that's I mean, some salty snacks is also important to have, and some sweet and healthy. I mean, I still have, I will also have my pears, which I can actually eat when I'm writing. I will have some dried fruits that I will also eat. So I already have prepared several things for NaNoWriMo to keep on going. Fedina, you're super prepping. You have a messy draft from 2 years ago. That's only 20% of the story, and you want to complete that novel this Nano. Oh, excellent, excellent. So, are you going to write a new outline for it and rearranging things that you wrote 2 years ago, or are you? What do you do in that process? In the prepping process? I'm looking at it's interesting to see if the story is only 20%, or what you've written 2 years ago is only 20% of your story. That's incredible. It's and I think those 50,000 words, that is a novella of sorts, and when you're able to reach that, that is incredible. So prepping for you is rereading it, rearranging it, and plotting it. My apologies, I thought I saw something weird outside, out of the corner of my eye. Not anymore. Okay, maybe it was a dog with some lights. Yeah, reading, rearranging, plotting. Yeah, that's excellent. If especially if you feel like it is a messy draft and only 20% of the full story, then rearranging might be in order indeed. For me, it will be including more of Nasya and Nejat, or not even more, including Nasya and Nejat in the first book, because they were originally not in the book yet. And one of the major changes is the relationship between the dragon companion's king and his sons. Originally, I had written it completely different, and I came to the conclusion, or rather I discovered that with Nejat entering the picture and with thinking about it more and discovering more about their relationships, the relationship is actually not what I first thought it was. It's completely different from what I originally thought. So I will have a lot to change in those chapters that I already wrote about the relationship between the king and the two original sons, being Finlay and Seamus. So that's a lot of change in this new draft, and of course Nejat and Nasya. I'm not quite sure yet exactly where they are at the end of the background story. I have an idea, but the background story will have to answer that. And from there, I will have to see how much of them and how much of their experiences I will put in the first book and in the later books. I don't know yet. I'll have to figure it out. But that will be fun. That's all part of the plotting process. So Fedina, are you up for one last word sprint of 25 minutes? In the meantime, I forgot. Do you do any other prepping besides the prepping for your story itself? Do you also prep snack-wise things for writing, like paper, pens, in case your laptop decides to do other things, but allowing you to write on your laptop, or I don't know, anything like that? Yes, let's end the sprint strong. Exactly. Let's see if I can write another 700 words. That would be excellent. Where's my mouse? Oh, here. There are these times. Fedina, yes, you will. Food playlist. Oh, excellent. Yeah. And perhaps later on in the next live stream you can, or in the Discord, you can let us know what kind of food that you will prepare and what you are looking for in your playlists. I'm looking forward to hear about that. Oh, before I forget, the next live stream will be Tuesday again. Again at the same time, 7 p.m. Central European Standard Time, Amsterdam time for those who don't know. In preparation of Nano, I forgot that, I want to try to do more live streams, live writing sprints, to see how that will work during Nano. So I might experiment with that, and the first experimentation is adding a weekly live stream on Tuesday. So in addition to the one on Friday, like now, I will also do Tuesday live streams with writing sprints. So after this one, be sure to hit the notification bell, hit the subscribe bell, subscribe button, my apologies, so that you will be notified for the next live sprints on Tuesday, and that you can join us for several writing sprints then as well, in preparation for Nano, of course. And I will be able to let you know if I was able to make my apple pie cupcakes and how many I was able to make. So let's get into it. One last word sprint, and let's see what this creature is made of, this wolfish humanoid whatever creature. And let's see, Fedina, if trouble comes knocking for your female protagonist. And let's see in 25 minutes. Happy sprinting. I wish you all good luck. Wait, 1 minute. Yes, let's start. Fadina, you managed to write 1271 words in total. Excellent. You're welcome. I'm glad to have been able to join you in this. Yeah, the counter is still going on for 24 seconds. That's okay. I managed to write 698 words this sprint. I guess I'm around 1500 words, a little bit more. So I'm very happy with the result. I managed to have, or to discover, to let Nejat and the group, oh, that's the sign that the sprint has ended. Let me restart that. Nejat and his group finally met the thugs. They have just started the confrontation. Let's just say it speaks volumes when a certain wolfish creature they had just met seeks shelter behind Nejat and his team. I mean, it's as big as a human, as an adult man, as an adult fighter. It has claws, it has this big snout, and it seeks shelter behind Nejat. I mean, what the hell is it fleeing from? So, yeah, this confrontation is going to be interesting. I wonder how it will turn out. I guess you guys have to wait and see until Tuesday. Fadina, will you be there Tuesday as well? And how did your female protagonist fare in this last sprint? Did trouble come knocking right now? And what form was the trouble in? I'd like to hear about that. It's always fun to see confrontations like this and a trouble that comes and that might come in different ways than what you expected. Nejat had fully expected to be attacked by this wolfish creature, and instead it let the light play around its claws and its hands, and it just happily bounced over logs that were in the way, and it followed the light that was around its head, and then all of a sudden it just sprinted back towards the group and sought shelter behind Nejat and one of his teammates. I mean, and at first it was walking on two legs, and all of a sudden it dropped to all its four limbs and sprinted back towards the group, seeking shelter there. So that was really weird. Fadina, yes, you're excited for Tuesday? Not yet, but leading up to it. For the trouble come knocking. Oh, I guess we'll have the trouble on Tuesday. Well, I'd love to hear about that Tuesday. I wonder in what form the trouble will be. I mean, will it be a love rival, or will it be, I don't know, something else that's going on? Something that's, I don't know, government, things like that. I'm really looking forward to hearing about that. It will be very interesting, I think. For me, I think tomorrow, or rather the coming days, I might write some more. I'm not sure yet. I've got plenty of things to do as well besides writing this background story. But I have decided to write every day in October, trying to finish this background story before November. So hopefully I can finish it in, let's say, a week or two, because I really need to finish this so that I can work some more on the outline and start NaNoWriMo properly with the first book again. But there's so much that I know that I need to know the details of, that I need to discover the details of. Fadina, I will have to wait till Tuesday. Oh, no, I can't wait. Oh, well. I guess I don't have a choice, do I? Okay, well, so okay, I'll wait till Tuesday, but tell us about it on Tuesday, because I really like to know what form of trouble comes knocking and how she will do with it, how she will deal with it. I have a feeling that it will be interesting. It's yeah. Okay, I will wait. Ah, deal. Excellent. Perfect. Well, for now, like I said, in October, I'm going to try to write every day, to get a writing habit started for November, and to see if I can finish this background story. I mean, originally I thought, oh, you know what, it's going to be maybe 15k words and I will have finished it. Well, I'm almost at 13,000 and I'm nowhere near finished. So I guess this is going to be the novella before the first novel. This is going to be interesting. But yeah, I'll see how it goes. But there are things that will be in the later books, things that I need to know the details of right now. I mean, these are things that will be referenced in the later books, that might come as flashbacks or memories that are being told or memories that are being shown, and I need to know the details of it right now, in this story, in this background story, to be able to properly tell them in the later books. So I really need to finish this background story, and I kind of don't care how long it's going to be, simply because it's a story for myself, and not, or at least I don't plan on publishing it. Who knows, in the future my ideas about that might change. But for now, I hope to be able to work on it every day in October. And starting next week, I will make it regular to have 2 live writing sprint sessions in the week. So every Tuesday and every Friday, both at 7 p.m. Central European Standard Time, and see how far we can get in our preparations for Nano. So I thank you all for watching and for joining us, and I wish you a happy writing for the coming days. And Fidina, I hope to see you in the Discord again, since it's now functioning again. For those who didn't know yet, there were problems with Discord. They stated also that on the Twixt, Twitter, X, whatever platform, and it seems to be solved right now. So the desktop app seems to be working properly again. So yeah, that's I think something that we will use quite a lot in the coming days. So I wish you all happy writing for the coming days, and I will see you Tuesday.